Order a bami. Yeah, maybe we should order in allemaal. Kwai allemaal. Wow, het wordt echt erg, jong. 3, 2, 1. Oei, 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 oei. Yeah, we're not really having a fabulous time. My socks are all wet. Yeah, Stavadam. So charming. Oh my gosh, this weather. And still it's pretty crowded actually. So after standing in line for half a century, we're now on Tiananmen Square. Not too many people are here. I guess it's because of the weather. It's really humid though, I'm sweating a lot. BEIJING ni hao everyone, and welcome to my video about Beijing. I went to Beijing with my family last summer, and you'll see from this footage that it was a rainy day in July. Still, there were plenty of people around to do sightseeing here. We went to Tiananmen Square, which you can see right here. And you can see a lot of army dudes, or in this case, I think that's the police. And behind Tiananmen Square, you will find Forbidden City. So the Forbidden City is still there for people to visit. You have to stand in line all the time. First, to get to Tiananmen Square, you have to stand in line for a long time, and not everybody enjoys that, especially in the rain. But I guess that if the weather had been nice, there would have been more people. Then in the Forbidden City, you have to walk, or you can walk from like temple to temple. And some of the squares and little temples look alike. And at some point you will find fish like here. You'll find water. And you'll be surrounded by people taking photos and looking at the Lawai, because a lot of people go visit Beijing from the countryside. So it is a very, very popular place to visit for anyone in China. And it is very, very far for many people from mainland countryside China. So people often go there only once in a lifetime. But you'll find that there are not too many tourists from the West, like us, but mainly tourists from mainland China, some who never or rarely see Lawai, so they want to take your photo. We did a lot of eating. I unfortunately do not have footage of Beijing duck for you, but the food made up for a lot, for sure. Here you see my family having breakfast, and this is actually where we stayed. We stayed in a hutong. This is our hostel or hotel. The hutongs are around the square. Tiananmen Square is kind of the middle of Beijing, the heart of the city. And around it are these hutongs, which are neighborhoods that are really, really old. And people used to, have lived there for many years. Although now there's also a lot of restaurants and hotels. But that's really like the old center of Beijing. Of course, there are many shopping malls like in Shanghai and many newer buildings and places to live. But around the old center and the heart of the city, you still have these hutong. And it's really nice to walk around there. Although there are, of course, lots of people trying to sell you trinkets and all that. It's really worthwhile to go to the square, but also outside of the square to have a look at the neighborhoods. Then, as I said, there is a lot of water too. This actually, I think, was near the People's Palace, where we went the next day when it wasn't quite as rainy. So as I pointed out, so many people in China really would like to have visited Tiananmen Square at least once, because they're all great fans of Mao Zedong, at least many of the older generations, people my parents' age who really just knew communism growing up and who are still relatively brainwashed and worshipping the old leaders. So they take photos. You could definitely in Beijing buy so many souvenirs with Mao on it. And of course, Tiananmen Square also has the mausoleum, but it's a very popular spot, even though in spite of its bloody history, which most Chinese people don't know or want to think about. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.
Oh, honey!
Storm!
Oh no! Oh, 我去，上秋。